Okay, I've been craving iced tea so bad for, I don't even know, like a week. So I finally bought some today at the store while we grocery shop, but it's okay. I feel like there are other better brands, but I thought it'd be fun to sit down and do a little Q&A of my pregnancy so far, since I just announced it to you guys last week. I asked for some questions on Instagram and I'm gonna answer them on here on YouTube as well. Okay, so I have all the questions on my phone here, so let's just start. The first, I feel like a lot of them are like, when are you due? We are due in August, early August again, same as my first baby. He was also due early August, so we'll see. The age gap is going to be probably right around 2 years, maybe a brief 2 under 2 mark, but probably like 2 years, or maybe we will escape that 2 under 2, but barely. Are you nervous to have 2 littles at once? I'm a first-time mom and barely made it through. I don't know if I want a second. Honestly, yes. I think our transition from 1 to 2 was pretty smooth actually. Like, I felt confident in being like a mom, caring for a newborn. I did so much research beforehand, watched a lot of like TikTok videos, not gonna lie, from like labor delivery nurses and, you know, experts in the field of what to do when caring for a newborn. So I feel like our transition to newborn life was pretty easy. Damon also took paternity leave, so he was able to be at home with us. I didn't have any leave because I am self-employed, so I don't have any like maternity or paternity coverage. So I was able to keep working while he was off and help with our baby. So that was like so nice, and I feel like made our transition easier. But I'm definitely nervous for 2 littles because I feel like as a toddler they just need so much more attention as well, and dividing that time, because now instead of like tag teaming, you have to kind of switch off, like one person's with the toddler, one person's with the baby. And I do plan to breastfeed for this baby as well, if, you know, my body allows. But that also means that I'm going to be tied to the baby sometimes, and I do believe that Damon will probably not take as much paternity leave this time, just because again we do have a house and now 2 littles, so we're not able to take as much time, I think, this time around. So it's definitely going to be interesting. I'm a little nervous. I think our transition from 1 to 2 is going to be harder, especially because you don't get that like rest. Like when you have your first, I feel like sometimes you do get to rest when the baby naps or get stuff done, but I know that when you have a toddler and a baby, that their nap schedule does not coincide, so you don't really get a break, which I'm a little nervous about. Definitely nervous. I know it'll work out, I know it'll be great, and I know our toddler is going to be a great big brother to this new baby, but definitely nervous on how to balance our time, shift our time and attention, and just like kind of getting into the flow of being a family of 4. Do you know the gender yet? There's so many questions about gender and if we know. We don't actually know yet. We find out in a month, so super soon. But in Canada, where I live, we don't have the NIPT test, which I know is very common in the US, but we don't get it here. You can. It is just very expensive and you do have to pay out of pocket most of the time. I think some health insurance might cover it, but a lot of the time it's $5, $6, like even $800 to do that. So there's no reason at this point in time for me to get genetic testing done. I had a healthy pregnancy and baby with my last one, so I feel like that's just like not really something on our radar. And then you could get a private ultrasound done, like at a private clinic. Again, cost money. You could find that gender out a little bit earlier, but we just decided to wait for our anatomy scan at 20 weeks. So that's pretty standard. We do 3 ultrasounds, kind of your dating viability ultrasound. Then we do a 12-week screen as well for any like genetic abnormalities or things like that. So you get like blood work done, and then they also do an ultrasound, and then also the anatomy scan. So just 3 during your pregnancy, which is crazy, but we are waiting till the anatomy scan. So I'm sure we will share the gender as well with you guys. I think that's kind of the plan. I don't really see the need to hide it or anything, so we will probably be sharing after we find out, and obviously tell our family. Next question is, have you had any differences this pregnancy since your first? Yes, this pregnancy has definitely been different. I feel like I have had a lot stronger cravings in the first trimester. Like, it was kind of to the point, like, if I don't get this thing now, I'm like, I don't want anything else. Like, this is hyperfixation. I need this one item, and then it would like go away and I'd move on to like the next thing. I definitely was more nauseous this time around too. Not like sick, thankfully not throwing up, but I definitely was like kind of like had that kind of twist in your stomach and just like not feeling myself and kind of like queasy and just like not the best. I was also super tired this time around. I definitely remember being tired the first time, but being pregnant with a toddler tired is like next level. And I'm sure if you have consecutive kids too, that is just like a new level of exhausting. I'm also showing a lot quicker with this pregnancy because again, I feel like with consecutive pregnancies, your body kind of knows what to do, so things happen a lot quicker. What else has been different? Oh, I feel like my acne and stuff has not been as good. I'm still losing like hair. Like I feel like my last pregnancy, I had probably 7 months of not losing hair, and it was the best thing ever because I didn't have to like clean up all the little shedding hairs on our bathroom floors. I'm still like losing hair. I definitely feel like I did not get that side of pregnancy, like the pregnancy glow and the healthy hair aspect this time, which kind of sucks. And then I also feel like, you know, back pain and like pelvic floor pain has been a lot worse this time. If you're expecting, I highly recommend doing pelvic floor therapy if you can afford it. If you can, I feel like I should have done that. I should have listened, and I should have done that after my first, and I feel like that would have really helped this time because I'm definitely having a lot more like lower back pain and things like that just from like showing so much earlier. Everything like kind of stretching and moving like a lot quicker. I already feel like kind of like more squished up here in my like stomach and lungs, which is crazy. So that's kind of like the main differences that I can think of kind of between the two. Otherwise, I'm still like carrying low. I haven't had many aversions this time around. Like meat, I feel like any type of like protein, like if I was just to eat like a straight up chicken breast or like roasted like pork was like really not it for me. Yeah, like I could like tolerate like beef jerky or like a salami type of thing or a sandwich or something like that, but other than that, I don't know, I just like had an aversion to meat. The last time I had an aversion to spaghetti, which thankfully this didn't happen this time around. But yeah, the next question is, did y'all get engaged? No, we didn't. We did decide to buy a house instead of buying a wedding because weddings are super expensive these days, and the same amount of money that we put towards a down payment we could have used for a wedding. But honestly, just don't feel like we're in a super big rush to get married. I would rather have a house to live in with my family and have a roof over our heads that's kind of more, I guess, stable, if you will, because with rent, I feel like you could, you know, see a price increase or get evicted at any given time these days. So I just feel like having a house is not more cost effective necessarily, but it is a little bit more stable because obviously we own it, we're making payments on it, that kind of thing. So no, we are not married or engaged, but we do plan to be there one day. Obviously, just not right now. Okay, favorite Lululemon items during pregnancy. I feel like this time around it's been a lot harder to fit into my Lululemons already. Like I have been living in sweatpants, which has kind of sucked because I just haven't been able to feel like I've gotten ready and kind of like felt put together in this pregnancy, because even like my size up aligns or like regular size aligns, I guess. So like, how do I explain it? My pre-pregnancy size was a 2 before my first baby. Then it was kind of a 4 pregnancy, 4 postpartum, and kind of my regular size now. Now that size is already too small and I'm only 16 weeks, so I feel like I'm going up a size again. I don't really know. It's kind of been hard to figure that out because my pants are already tight everywhere. But I would say the super high rise Aligns, they sadly discontinued the super high rise Align shorts, but anything in a super high rise I think is great because it just gives you a little bit extra to go over the bump. And I would probably recommend sizing up 1 or 2 sizes, again depending on how you carry. And then the Hold Tight line, like the Hold Tight long sleeves, short sleeves, tanks, and any of the longer ones I find were really nice, again to fit over the bump in my kind of later trimester. The All Align midi dress was really great as like an in-between. The Align bodysuit was great. The Like a Cloud bras are also one of my favorites. I don't really like them for like a nursing bra. Like I definitely preferred a specific nursing bra just during pregnancy. I think the Like a Clouds are really great, or the Wondermost bralettes, also a good option. And I feel like that's kind of my top picks. I did like the Swiftly hip length as well if you want a little bit more of like a workout piece, but that's kind of my top recommendations for pregnancy. And then for for like when baby comes. I absolutely love the New Parent backpack slash diaper bag, which is what it is, but it has been honestly a great diaper bag. We've been still using it and plan to keep on using it with this next baby too. So highly recommend those items if you are also expecting and looking for some items from Lululemon. But I think this pregnancy I am going to maybe invest in a few more actual maternity pieces on like Amazon, H&M, I don't know, Old Navy I think have some really good ones, and kind of go that route because I didn't last pregnancy and I felt like I was really limited with options. Once I kind of got to the final trimester, I just literally wore the same 2 dresses back and forth, and they got pretty ruined by the end and I was kind of sick of wearing them. So I feel like I want some more options this time around. Okay, last question is, what made you decide to have another baby? I feel like two kids was definitely always in the cards for us. We always knew we wanted to, although we did debate if we wanted to be one and done after our first, because he is just so fun and so fun to have and we love him so much. But I did want him to have a sibling, so again, 2 was always in the cards, and we also wanted them to be close-ish in age, like around that 2-year gap. Yeah, that's pretty much what made us decide. But I think that's going to be all for today's vlog, and I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. Be sure to leave me comments down below on what you want to see for like vlogs and content and things like that. And thanks so much for watching. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye guys.